Hello and welcome to Spotlight on Education. I'm Dr. Jon Kopko, Superintendent of the East Brunswick Public Schools and your host for the program. Today our show is being devoted to learning in the information age, and my guest is Dr. Evelyn Ogden, our Deputy Superintendent of Schools here in East Brunswick. And Evelyn, I'm wondering if we could start by having you give our audience a brief description of actually what's meant by learning in an information age.
Well, it truly is an information age, whether it's in the schoolhouse, at home, or in business. And what it means, at least to me, is that we can't know it all now. Information and knowledge is growing exponentially. We can't think in terms of teaching children all they're going to need to know. What we're going to have to be able to do is teach them how to learn and learn continuously and develop the habits of mind to be continuous learners. And that includes things like being able to really define problems, define what it is they want to know, be able to find the information, analyze and evaluate information, and then be able to apply it to solve problems. And they're going to need to be able to do that in a whole variety of situations, in every curriculum area and in every aspect of life and work in the future.
Well, this is certainly a major goal, I would think, for everyone involved in education, and maybe you could tell us some of the ways that we're working on as a district to accomplish this.
Well, we've been working with technology for some time, and I need to begin by saying that technology is more than just computers. It's the immediate thing that we think about. But it includes television, VCRs, calculators, and even hand tools are all types of technology. They're tools that potentially are able to be used in learning. Some of the things that we've been doing, and we started very early, is creating what we call a computer-friendly kindergarten, where we have specific parts of the curriculum and software and CDs that help children actually learn within the kindergarten classroom. This was a project that was put together last year, and it's been extended into first grade. So we start very young with children. Another example of how we've been using technology is our 9th grade science course, which is a total multimedia program that actually involves students in real learning about science, and hands-on approach, so they understand the concepts. Yes, they learn some specific facts, but the main thing is that they learn the approach to science, what science is about. That moves up into, for example, our physics laboratories, where they're using peripherals with computers to do kinds of experiments that high school students were never able to do, and do them quickly and over, so they really understand the concepts that are involved in science.
We've also embarked on the information superhighway, and we're just about ready to expand the use of this tremendous resource. Perhaps you could tell us how we intend to use the internet.
Well, again, we've been using the internet to some degree for several years. And it goes back to looking at what are the real kinds of experiences we can bring to children in the school. I'll just give you a couple of examples. Under the GLOBE project, students at really all grade levels, but starting in the elementary, actually collect data every day, scientific data on the weather from weather stations, and bring that data in, analyze it, and they're actually then getting on the net and sharing that data with other students and with scientists from all over the world. And it's not just a project. That's real data that's being used in the scientific community to study weather. So they're doing real science. Of course, at the moment, the obvious one is that we have a new internet course at the high school, which are teaching students how to use the internet. And our focus here is not just getting out there, it's what you do with that resource when you get there. How do you analyze the information from the vast array of information that's available? And then how do you take that information and make it useful for your own learning to solve problems? That's the real key to using the internet.
You know, as we do with every new venture here in our school district, we've had considerable discussion regarding the use of the internet, and that led to the development of an adopted board policy and also rules and regulations. Would you tell us about those?
Well, up until this year, our experience with students on the net have been really confined to individual classroom, very specific kinds of projects. Now we're getting ourselves in the position where all students are going to have access to the internet. And it's important to realize just what this resource is. We've leveled the playing field through the net. A fourth grader can access the same information as the Nobel Prize-winning scientist. So it has great potential. It's like walking into the world's greatest library and having access to it. Then you have to know what to do with it when you're there. Along with that great opportunity are some things that are very different than the school library or even the town library. The resources on the net, both positive and the vast majority of them are positive, are not controlled, cannot be adequately controlled. So students can accidentally get to places where information is not what we feel is appropriate for them to be dealing with in the school situation. We feel that the use of the internet as a resource should be in the learning context. There are some firewalls, as they call them, that you can put up, and we have those, and we'll have more, that try and screen out certain pieces of the net. But basically, it has to be in terms of the motivation of students, in terms of wanting to use technology in appropriate ways, and making it clear in terms of what those appropriate ways are. In order to do that, we've passed a policy that focuses on use of technology for educational purposes and has in it a lot of areas that students are not allowed to use technology for or abuse technology. And in this case, we thought it was very important that parents also are aware of the benefits as well as the potential problems that can arise from using the net. And the board has passed a policy on that, and now students are signing it from fourth grade up, that yes, they understand the responsibilities of this new technological access that they will be having. And we're asking the parents from kindergarten on up to be sure that they're aware of just what the internet is, what access to this resource means, and for their children. So they're also signing consent forms, just like they would for the field trip. It's very much like the greatest educational field trip program that we've ever launched.
Well, I know that a great deal of thought and time and effort was devoted in preparing for the use of the internet and really having it ready for the beginning of the school year so that everything was in place. And I think it's definitely a tribute to all of the people that were involved in planning and organizing this project. We're fortunate that Channel 8 was able to take some videos of the internet course and also our GLOBE program so that we could see how this tremendous resource is being used in the classrooms and in our program. So we're going to take a look at those tapes now.
Okay, first thing we're going to look at today is the precipitation gauge. What's precipitation? Who remembers? Isaac?
Like the thing to measure the water when they rain.
Okay, when it rained, did it rain yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah. Does anybody remember how we measure this? Seth, you remember?
In milliliters.
Milliliters, okay. Who would like to come around and help me read this? Okay, okay, Michael, how many milliliters do you see? You see it measured up here?
24.
Well, if this is 24, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then this line up here is going to be what?
32.
Nothing.
30.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 25 milliliters of rain that fell over the past day and a half. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dump this out so we get ready for the next time. Okay, did you record that? Just put ml, milliliters, okay?
There's some more.
Well, yeah, we could dump that out. All right,
This is.
we'll leave it for now, okay? We'll just put it back. All right, let's go around and we're going to look at the front. All right, let's open up our weather station.
Come.
Okay. All right. Remember what we said? Celsius is on the outside of the U-shaped thermometer. Fahrenheit is on the inside. Okay, let's see here. Doug, you're right here. Look where it says Fahrenheit and see if you can read about what temperature you think it might be. This is the 60.
64.
Okay, it's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so you're going to put that down, Lauren?
How many degrees?
64.
Current?
Okay,
Is the current temperature?
that's current.
Oops.
That's all right, just write 64, that'll be fine. Okay, now let's look at the Celsius. Let's see, Alex, come on around. All right, Alex, this is 10, this is 15. It goes up by 1 degree. Can you read it?
Miss Green?
Yes.
Doesn't she have to give it to
That's
somebody?
okay, she can do it. Okay. Let's see, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, it's about 16 degrees Celsius. So can you put 16 degrees down?
There's no Celsius.
That's all right, you can just write that down. Alrighty, just 16 and then you can put a big C next to it, okay, so we know. All right, what's the next thing we ought to do? Let's look up.
Cloud cover.
Okay, let's look at our cloud chart. And let's decide by looking at our cloud chart what kind of clouds we're looking at today. Let's see. Gusty winds and thunderstorms or only wind squalls are likely. Yeah, I would say we can write cumulus. Okay, very good. All right, we're going to go in and we're going to graph what we've done, okay? Okay, Ben, bottom of the chart, you're going to write right here, 918. Okay, good. Now, where on the chart would you put 64 degrees? Well, if this is 60, this is 65, so somewhere right below. Okay, so you want to draw a line right below there. Right there. Okay, bring it down. Okay, then shows a little bit below where it says 65 degrees to show 64. So if you want to draw the line, yeah, a little bit below where it says 65. Now what we're going to do is we're going to practice sending our information to the scientists out in California. And how did I say that we were going to do that? How are we going to do that, Carly?
On the internet.
We're going to send it through the internet. Seth, do you want to come up and we can practice? Okay, Seth, grab a seat. Okay, first thing you're going to type in is you're going to type in the date. What did we say the date was today?
9,
Okay.
18,
9. Okay, press 18. And the year, 96. Okay, who can tell Seth what time it is? Exactly. David?
1:26.
Okay. Right.
This
26. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to enter it in Fahrenheit. So you're going to press F. Okay, and how many degrees did we say? Look at the chart. Remember?
61.
I think we said 64. Right, okay. So it's 64. And you would hit return. Okay. Then our information, we'll get a little information on our screen that will say that our information was received and accepted, and our information goes out to California to the scientists who are going to use it to help save our what? Alex?
World.
Help our world, our environment, right.
Okay, everybody should be at their home page. Some of you have your name showing at the top of the home page. Hopefully the rest will at the end of the period. What we want to do today is take a look at Netscape. Netscape's one of several what we call web browsers, which allow us to go out and explore the web. Some of the other browsers besides Netscape are Mosaic, which was one of the originals. Microsoft now has their Explorer software, and Apple's working on a thing called CyberDog, which we can show you one of these days. But right now, Netscape seems to be the most common, the most accepted. Let's take a look at how we use this software. First of all, across the top we have our menus. Right away, let's look at the File menu. First item on the File menu, new web browsers, very important. Occasionally, we make the mistake of clicking the close box in your browser. Get out of the File menu, and in the upper left-hand window, there's a little close box. Just click the close box. Every now and then, one of you lands up in this situation. It looks like Netscape's disappeared. To get back, just go under the File menu and select New Web Browser. Unfortunately, if you do that while you're out at some site, you've lost it. You're going to have to go back to your home page and start all over again. Okay, other choices under the File menu. Pull down the File menu again. We can use the mail capability of Netscape, send new mail messages and explore the mail. We've used Open Location, select Open Location. This is where we would type in the URL to a location or site that we want to go to, and we'll explain the URLs in a few minutes. Cancel Open Location. I pull the File menu down again. We did Open File yesterday. We can open up a file anywhere on the system. We can close the window. Select Save As. Just click that. Suppose you are at a site. You want the text, the information that's contained on the site for further use in one of your projects. What you can do is save the text from the page. Just by doing a Save As, direct it into your folder, and you can save the text. Now, one thing to watch out for when you're saving text, we refer to these sites as pages, web pages, but the amount of text on a page is more than what you find on a single sheet of paper. A page could actually be 20 real pages long. So when you save this or go to print it, it's going to come out usually more than one page of paper. Right? We're just using this term page to refer to what comes up on your screen. Now what we're going to do is take a look at some sites which are going to be useful to us later on when we have to start doing research. On the board, I have some sites we should go to. Skip the first one. THNT is not working today. But press the open button. Click on the open button. Okay? We want to go to www.nj.com. Remember, the first thing you have to type in, though, is http:// HTTP, if you remember, stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So we make our entry http:// and then type in www.nj.com, all lowercase, no spaces. Click the open button and you should be on your way.
Certainly the students were engrossed in their learning, but what happens next?
Well, what happens next is we need to continue a lot of the things that we're already doing, but now we really have to focus on having access for all our students to technology, the types of technology they need, and at the time they need it. One of the biggest projects that we have going now is really the transformation of our libraries into real information centers. We're adding the computer labs to each of the libraries. Churchill is already done, so that we have the access where whole classes can work on their research. Research is a critical part of every aspect of the curriculum, and technology is really an essential component of that today. Some of the other areas that we hope to be moving into, certainly foreign language. Look at the opportunity of students in foreign language to actually be able to communicate on a day-to-day basis with students in the countries that speak the languages they're studying, to download newspapers from those countries and work with authentic materials on a day-to-day basis. Makes it real, not something you're just studying in an abstract mode. Some of the things in social studies, our students preparing for Model UN will be able to actually communicate with people in the countries that they're going to be preparing for in their representation in Model UN. Art students will have access to the world's great museums right at their desktop. And English students, I mean, even at the elementary level, children will be able to read books, as they do now, but they'll also be able to communicate with the authors of those books. Again, making education a lot more real, a lot more immediate, not something to be put off into, you know, you study now and then you use it sometime in the future. But to do that, we need the access for all, and we have construction projects that are underway that'll do that. And we have other plans that are in the works for tying the whole district together, so that from any location you're going to be able to access technology and use it for educational purposes.
Well, thank you for being here, and I'd also like to express my appreciation to you personally for the leadership and the initiative that you've provided here in the district in moving this project forward. I think you and your entire staff are to be highly complimented for assuring that our students will be able to learn in an information age. So thank you on behalf of the students. To our audience, I'd like to thank you for watching, being with us today, and hope you'll be back again next month. when our subject will be technology in the arts, and our guest will be Anthony Migliaccio, who is our supervisor of arts education.